Rob!
Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rebellion, and I'm counting down the days till Star Wars The Force Awakens opens in theaters on December 18th. Cannot wait. So excited. Tonight, as I'm filming this, I'm going to complete my commemorative DVD collection with one of my favorites of the set, to a degree, and I'll explain when I show them. I do have the entire collection in this time. Seems like the last couple I was missing, one or, a couple here or there. This is from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. It is my favorite of the prequels. Yes, and I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like them, or they have problems with this, that, or the other, blah, 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 blah. I still really like the prequels. I don't have blinders on when it comes to prequels. I can see the things that are there. But still, as part of a storytelling medium, I still enjoy it for the overall, story. I still watch them from time to time. Not as much as the originals, but I digress. Nonetheless, I was really happy to get all three of these. And I do have some issues with... I'll just show you. The first one is it's one of three, commemorative DVD collection, episode 3, DVD not included. This is the Jedis. This is Anakin Skywalker, Mace Windu, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Again, like I said, I do really enjoy this set, with a couple little exceptions. I was never a fan of action figures that came pre-posed. Like, this is the only way you can ever really move this arm, or move the leg is permanently in a bent position. The other thing about this DVD, I should say DVD box set, this set is the background in this set is very bland. There's nothing. There's just the Star Wars logo in the background, or just some yellow to have, the fire effect that you kind of see over here. It's just a plain white, beige-ish, that's a hard word to say, background. Nothing really going on. It does allow for you to be able to see the figures a little bit clearer, but as a display piece, I would have liked there to be just a little bit of something, and I always find it odd that they have to suspend one of the figures up in midair, and it looks like Anakin is jumping. I guess, that is what it is. Mace Windu is the only one in this set that doesn't necessarily come pre-posed. His right arm is bent right here, so you'd have to twist the wrist there to have the lightsaber in a more upright position. Obi-Wan and Anakin are basically set up to be able to square off against each other like they do in the movie. Anakin is the one that is just posed the weirdest. He's in a crouching position. Let's see if I can raise this just a little bit. He's in a crouching position. He has his fist back, like, I'm going to punch you. I can kind of see my reflection there. So his elbow is permanently bent. There's no moving that. And his fist is up in the air. It's odd, and then he's in this crouched position. So Obi-Wan, his legs are kind of in somewhat of a crouched position. I'll show you better on the back of the box. This arm here is out, so there's no bend to that arm. There might be a little. I don't want to necessarily say that there's not. It's been a while since I've had any of the episode 3 figures out, so I would have to go back through and look to be sure. And I'm kind of looking at one right now. I do have a Mace Windu figure right here. You kind of see what I mean. I don't believe that they had gotten to a part where the arms moved. If they did, they were few and far between. I'm just checking here real quick, going through my Star Wars box of loose figures, which I'm sure somebody's like, Rob, let's take a look inside of that. We will at some point as I go through these. I'm not seeing any right offhand. I don't want to waste time for the review. I'm almost positive that none of their joints move beyond just the normal spinning all the way around. So I believe you could have these two paired off as if they're fighting, kind of like it is right here. Mace Windu, I was always a sucker for the Mace Windu character. He was another favorite Star Wars character of mine. One of my favorite colors is purple, so I think I really liked his purple lightsaber, and it's Samuel L. Jackson, so be that as it may. The back of it, you can kind of see the others in the set. We'll kind of leave them off so you can kind of see here. But you can see a little bit more here what we're dealing with as far as the arms go. And I'm almost 100% positive that the arms just spin around. So you can see how he's crouched just a little bit here. So let's read the write-up. And the write-up is different for each one of these, which I really kind of liked. So we'll get in nice and tight here. See if we can get this in frame. It says, the brave Jedi Knights fight to restore the order to the Republic during the turbulent time of war. As the Clone War rages on, Anakin Skywalker becomes seduced by the dark side and betrays his fellow Jedi and all that he held once dear. Obi-Wan Kenobi must now battle his former Padawan, slow down, Rob, who has become the Jedi's most formidable threat. So that is the back of that one, and we have the likeness of the three actors right there on the back of the package. This is probably my least favorite of the set, just due to the way that they were posed. Again, I do like the Mace Windu figure quite a bit. It's very similar to his standard release figure. The only real noticeable difference in the Mace Windu, other than the bent right arm, is his stance on his legs are just a little bit wider. Other than that, he's pretty much exactly the same on those two differences. The next in a set, which you probably saw the back of it already, the next set I really liked, and is a much more, is a better improvement for the Emperor in this set, is the Sith in the series of Emperor Palpatine, one of my favorites, Darth Vader, a brand new sculpted figure all the way around, which was a welcome addition into basically the, I shouldn't say the powers of the Force, but it had continued. But a new Darth Vader figure. And then Count Dooku here also is a new sculpted figure. So each three of these received a new sculpt. And I was always, and I still am, a sucker for the bad guys. Yes, I do like the good guys. I want the good guys to win, but there was just something cool about the bad guys. The Emperor, I think, fares much, much better in this release than he did in the previous one we looked at the other day. As you can see him here. The hood is much better sculpted than his Return of the Jedi counterpart. I love his lightsaber. His hilt is always my favorite lightsaber. I just think it looked really sleek and really elegant. His cloak is a lot better. He's not this scrunched up, scrawny guy, which I guess by Return of the Jedi, I guess he would probably kind of have to be, but the hood is so much better on the Emperor. Darth Vader is really cool. He's a little bit sleeker than his Return of the Jedi counterpart, because, you know, Anakin is still a little bit younger here, so I think they kind of tweaked that just a little bit. The cape billows out a little bit more rather than being flared out. It kind of goes behind his back, and then the tunic part here is also billowed out. Darth Vader does also sport pre-posed arms, as does Count Dooku in the legs and arms as well. Dooku's is not as bad, but he does have one leg that is jetting out, which you'll be able to tell from the back. This was my second favorite set. Again, the Emperor really kind of won it for me in this set. I thought they did a really good job sculpting the Emperor. It would take them quite a while to get a perfect Emperor. This is close. This is close to one of the better ones in this series. I know some other people are going to point me to some other ones. One of my favorites is actually from the Phantom Menace. That Emperor I like a lot. Just a nice, clean-looking Emperor, and we'll look at that at some point. The back of the package on this one, you can see them there just a little bit better. You see what I mean by Count Dooku right here. He does have the leg that's kind of sticking out here. And all of the figures by this time in this series have a swivel at the waist. I'm not entirely sure if the Emperor does, but I know Vader does, Dooku does, Anakin and Obi-Wan and Mace Windu also. So they were getting a little more dynamic in their articulation as the series went along. The read-up in this one I really quite like. There's the likeness of all of them. I love the Emperor in this film. It's really cool. The read-up for this one says, the Dark Lords of the Sith show no mercy as they carry out their plan to destroy the Jedi Order and seize control of the Republic. Led by the evil Emperor Palpatine, I can't read tonight. Emperor Palpatine, these deceitful villains use the dark side of the Force to enhance their fighting skills and crush all enemies who oppose their plans for galactic domination. Very cool. Again, I said this is my second favorite out of the set, and you will see if you don't know what it is already. My actual favorite thing from any Star Wars film are always the Troopers. So when I saw this set, I knew instantly I had to have it. This was the first one I bought. I bought all three of them at the same time, and I apologize for this being so dusty. Now, I was saying earlier about the Trooper, or about having figures that are pre-posed. I didn't mind it so much. Actually, I really kind of enjoyed it on the Troopers because we've got so many different variations, and I wanted to be able to get some Troopers into battle type poses. And when I saw these, I thought, oh, this will be great. But of course, I never opened the set. My actual goal was to pick up multiples of this. But on the night of release of the DVD for Revenge of the Sith, these went like crazy. So I was with my cousin, and I said, I'm going to grab the Troopers, you grab this, and then whoever grabs the good guys, let the other one of us know. And I grabbed two, and he got the other one, so I was able to get all three of them. But again, we really pillaged the cube really fast, and then he ended up getting, I think, the Troopers here, and he ended up getting the Sith as well. But I love how they're posed here. We've got one kneeling down, and these are some things out of action figures that I always wanted to be able to do, are these type of poses. The clone Stormtroopers actually might be some of my favorite troopers because we're right at that hybrid of being a clone trooper and being into a stormtrooper. The coloring and paint scheme I'll show you on the back here, it depicts them as being red, and they're actually copper here in their color scheme. I think you can kind of see that there. The one down in the middle that's crouched down is my favorite stormtrooper that I own to date, and that's including even Captain Phasma. I love Captain Phasma very much, and my other clone troopers and normal stormtroopers, but it's just this pose right here and this particular stormtrooper. I really, really regret not picking up a second set because I wanted to have these three guys out and be able to put on my computer desk. It just looked so, so very cool. This is one, as I kind of rotate things and have different Star Wars stuff out, when I put some of the other sets away, this one is always out on my dresser or desk or shelf somewhere. This is a favorite in my collection. It is probably the dustiest of my entire collection. I will show on the back here. It does kind of show copper, but we do have some darker highlights, and they are not as dark as they appear right here. And I like that these two are mirrored of each other. It's not like they gave us the same figure, so you could get into this type of a battle pose as I had it all off a frame there. Such a cool set. Again, a better background on the back I think would have been much better. And then we can see the character models right here. So very cool. And then the final read-up on this. Again, this is another one of my favorite read-ups. These specially trained soldiers once served as the mighty army of the Republic, fighting under the command of their Jedi generals in the Clone Wars. When Palpatine executed his sinister plan and issues Order 66, the clone troopers brutally turn against the Jedi and the commanders of their at the command of their new master, and betrayed a betrayal that ushers in the First Galactic Empire. Man, I cannot read tonight. It's been a long 4 nights for me, so I'm glad that it's Thursday. The weekend for me is starting, as I only work 4 days. So this has been a favorite series of mine. And this particular one really makes me love this whole entire line here. We'll back some of this up so you can kind of see. Hopefully you guys did not mind me doing this particular set of reviews, a kind of show and tell style, if you will, of things that I wasn't really quite wanting to open, just for whatever reason. And some of it was just due to the posability of some of these. Like, I was afraid Anakin was going to be prone to be falling over. They do all come with bases, so the little pegs would fit into the peg holes, and they'd be on little stands and all that type of stuff. The troopers, I definitely wanted to have them open, but I just never got around to doing it. But there are certain pieces in my collection where I started to look at it and go, I think displaying it is going to be much better in the box for this particular one. Some of the things like the Black Series figures where we can kind of get things in different poses like this and then get them out of, knowing like, okay, this is the only way I'm going to be able to ever pose this particular figure. But I have the static versions of all of these already, so I guess those are the ones that I will open up and take out a package. But every now and then I would run into things like this, and I really have to tell myself, don't open it. You've kept it in package for so long. And again, this is another set that runs a little bit more expensive. And I kind of got out of buying Star Wars stuff after a while, which I can't believe I ever uttered that sentence. And I kind of missed the Blu-ray editions of these films, and they had commemorative figures. And I had no idea that those were even out, so it pains me to say that I missed all of those as well. And those are more recent since the Blu-rays have been out. So I apologize for the rambling here, but this is kind of like the cool show and tell, getting a chance to tell you about some cool things that I have in my collection. Maybe you have some of these. Today we've been taking a look at sorry as I kick the camera here, as the Commemorative Episode 3 DVD collection, DVD not included, of the Star Wars Revenge of the Sith action figures. Thanks for watching Rob's Rebellion, aka Rob's Rogues, and I'll have more Star Wars and more superhero stuff. Don't worry. I just got Constantine in the mail from DC Collectibles, and I've got Batman Animated Series Nightwing figure to review. I have Felicity to still review, and if you're watching Arrow, you kind of know what's going on in Arrow. So I will leave you here. Tune in tomorrow for another Star Wars review, and don't worry, tomorrow will be an actual out-of-the-box review. So thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.